I've never heard one of the greatest say they were the greatest of all time. That was very interesting to me. Kevin, what are your thoughts?
Oof, man. You know what? It's one thing. We all sit at this table all the time and sing his praises. Yeah. I think LeBron is a great player. Yeah. I just think that's disrespectful, honestly, to Bill Russell. What did Bill Russell do? Won every time. He said, all right, fellas, you want to win? Come with me. We'll go on the floor. That's what this game's all about. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
I mean, you
know, and he was great on time, all levels, though, Kareem. The best in high school, the best in college, and the best in the pros.
That's what I'm saying. You know, Michael. I mean, there's just so many. Two of my good, Larry and Magic. I mean, just led teams and turned the league around. You don't need to say that about yourself. Let other people say that for you. I mean, I was kind of surprised because I had read about it. That's the first time I had actually heard him say it. Made me the GOAT. I'm like, damn.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you know, I love the kid. I think he's a great player. I think he's been great for the game. But let other people say that for you. Yeah. To me, it's just disrespectful for a lot of people that came before you that were great players. And you said it to begin with, Chris. You can't compare eras and all that stuff. All these guys have been so great in their era. I just didn't like. I didn't like the way that sounded to me. Just didn't like it.
You know, and everybody knows I love LeBron, but I'm gonna call time out on this one because and I'll speak definitely to LeBron, or I'll say it to his face. But you never. There's a certain thing about greatness that demands that you have humility with greatness. Now, I've never heard, even though we argue about Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being the greatest of all time, LeBron James being the greatest of all time, we have those arguments in debate. I have never heard Michael Jordan say he's the greatest of all time. Yeah. Even though he may think that, even though Kareem may think that, right? You just don't come out and say that. Now, in this era, you know, maybe it's okay for people to come out and say that. All I know, if I was in the league right now and you talking about you the greatest of all time, dude, I'm getting ready to do you. I'm coming at you. Like, and you may be, but to say that is just totally disrespectful to me as one of your competitors, as one of your teammates, as someone in your generation right now. It's just, you don't come out and say that. So with greatness, there's a certain amount of humility that goes with that. Now, somebody will probably come back and say, well, Muhammad Ali said I'm the greatest, but that was a single man sport.
Yeah, individual sport.
That was an individual sport. Yeah. Tiger Woods can make the argument he's the greatest because it's single. Yeah. But when you saying, and by the way, Muhammad Ali was saying he the greatest because, you know, he was getting in the ring and he'd knock you out.
Right.
You know? But, you know, to be able to take that stand and to take that position in this day and age in a team sport, you should have some humility that goes along with it.
And you made a good point because you know who said Russ was the greatest? I never heard Russ say that.
Yeah, never
All
heard
his teammates. All the guys that played with him that were just like you. When you went there, and I first got to the Celtics, those guys would tell Russell stories, and they'd be like, you know, like they were in awe of his drive and his unbelievable passion to win.
Yeah.
But I never heard him say that, but I heard all of his teammates say that. That's what I'm saying. I just, you know, take a chill pill a little bit. Just bring it back down. And
we've
just let
all
other
said
people
it for
say
LeBron.
yes.
Yeah. We've all made his case, and we are making his argument. But for you to come in and say, that play right there,
that made me.
And in case people haven't heard, it's just to give a little synopsis of what we do say. I've said many times there's never been an athlete come into any sport with the pressure that he has had before, where you knew what his resume was, already $100 million. You always talk about, Isiah, the fact that you said, well, Michael Jordan, he learned from Dean Smith, and this guy learned from that. You learned from Bobby Knight. You said you can't trace to where LeBron James' genius comes from. Yeah. You always talked about how he's a leader and how he plays hard for his team, and so definitely these competitors, comrades, fans, we definitely love him. I would just caution him, like I did when he went to Miami and other places, that I know this is the area of hate, but you don't have to respond to anybody on that phone. You know, that could be anybody talking to you, and you want to make sure that you stay humble because you are one of the best, and you probably have more haters than anybody else, but forget them. Part of your greatness is not answering or even acknowledging them, and that's tough to do, but you got to stick to it.
And Chris, this is players only. Yeah. And this is what we do, right? So you know, we get to advise, we get to critique, and we get to talk to the players in the player's voice. So, you know, as much as we love LeBron and talk good about him, we also are very critical of him too. And this is one time where we're saying, okay, this deserves all critique and all criticism, that this isn't a place that you shouldn't go. Let us do that for you.
Yeah.
You need some humility and some humbleness.
And it takes nothing away from that kick and play. That guy is a great player. There's no question about it.
And he'll walk into the game with a glass of wine on your ass.
But that's why.
Wait, that's a whole other story. What are you doing walking in with wine?
Speaking of a great player.
Get some champagne. Get some Charlon champagne.